Good day and welcome to this week's episode of your program, Infrastructure Weekly. On this episode, we will be taking you around project sites around the country, from housing to roads and to power. The program seeks to again today put the spotlight on the achievement of the Buhari administration in bridging the nation's infrastructure gap after years of neglect and lack of investment. I am your regular guide on the program, Abosedi Omowi. Join us after this break for the program proper.
Coming together of opportunities, and this is what
infrastructure is the backbone of development, which explains the Buhari government's effort at bridging the facility gap. Infrastructure Weekly is a television package designed to bring you latest information on hundreds of development projects going on in various sectors all over the nation.
There is no state in Nigeria today where you will not see our contractors busy at work.
Power generation, rural electrification, road rehabilitations, national housing scheme, construction of roads and rail lines across the country, you name it.
We are now able to produce 7,000 megawatt of power. That is no longer debatable.
Infrastructure Weekly is Nigerians working together for a better Nigeria. So be better informed to take better informed decisions. Watch Infrastructure Weekly, showing on Channels Television Thursdays 2:30 p.m., NTA Network Wednesdays 5 p.m., and QTV News Fridays at 8 p.m. Infrastructure Weekly, making development known.
We begin today with a restatement of the determination of the federal government to continue to invest in infrastructure development as a means of sustaining the nation's economic development and prosperity. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, who was speaking at the annual General Conference of the Nigerian Bar Association in Abuja, said infrastructure development and investment in infrastructure is the key to the nation's economic development. Let's take a listen.
I think one of the major failings, that we've had as a nation, aside from institutions, is the failure to invest in infrastructure, and especially when we were earning significant sums of money. And I think that failure has led to several of what we're seeing today. The Apapa port, for example, is a 35 million metric ton capacity port. Now it's doing 85. So it's really completely, way out of its league. It shouldn't be doing what it's doing today. So you have 30-ton trucks coming out of the Apapa port, destroying the roads regularly. The railway should begin from the port, taking goods out. That was never really effected, although there are rail tracks. So today we're having to do exactly that, to relay the rail tracks, so that the Lagos-Kano rail can take goods out, can take cargo out of the ports, to the hinterland from where this can go. We're also decongesting the ports by opening up other ports, Warri, especially the ports in the south-south.
We move on now to the housing sector and the site of the National Housing Program in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, where workers at the site have commended the federal government for a program they say has boosted their living standards. They say the regular payment of laborers at the site has ensured that the money spreads within the community and helped in boosting the local economy.
According to the National Planning Commission, the National Integrated Infrastructure Master Plan provides the roadmap for building a world-class infrastructure that will guarantee sustainable economic growth and development. It will enable the nation take advantage of the vast opportunities in the domestic and global economies to enhance the nation's competitiveness and improve the quality of life of the citizenry. The National Housing Program, FCT site Dukpei Gwagwalada Area Council, covers 4 hectares of land consisting of 3 condominiums of 3 floors, each with a total of 24 flats and 72 flats for the 3, including infrastructure such as roads, electricity, and motorized borehole projects. The project has generated over 1,000 jobs for residents within and outside the community.
It's a nationwide program, but for FCT we have 3-number condominium. This 3-number condominium is of each is of 3-story, that is 4 floors, and each floor has 1 bedroom, 3 bedroom, and 2 bedroom. Each condominium has a total of 24 units. 4-number 1 bedroom, 4-number 3 bedroom, and 16 units 2 bedroom. That will generally take care of the housing needs of those around us. We have a total of 72 units here for now.
We employed, over 300 people, from carpenters to masons, to engineers, to architects, to plumbers, literally every kind of skill that you have in Nigeria was literally used in this place. Literally everybody, from doctors, everybody has somehow benefited from us being at this place.
We have over 150 persons working on site here, both those that we've employed temporarily and others part-time. Artisans, masons, carpenters, iron benders, and what have you. As you can see, a whole lot of them. Some are of this host community and some are from diverse places. In fact, we had to bring others from our home too, to come and be a part of this project. So it's a massive project.
Artisans, food vendors, indigenous suppliers and engineers in the Federal Capital Territory say they are getting more empowered through the National Housing Program, aimed at providing affordable houses for Nigerians, as there are artisanal job opportunities the site is generating, following the commitment of the current administration in completing the project.
This business I do here, the business fine, but every day I go get 5,000, 7,000 here. Now this food that they do here, now the money I do manage my children, I do pay on school fees, I do chop, I do everything. I'm happy. Thank God, I'm happy. I'm so happy because if you start this side no day, I will not happy with my children. At the time, Boali, I thank you for Boali because now him bring all this thing for me.
My business help me in many things because I pay school fees, I buy plots, even though pure water, now that work. So I thank God and I pray may God help the government more because of the second time go help person like me more.
Since when this work started, true, before things are hard for us. But since this hard work started, me from this community, I'm very happy because my family, they are benefit from it, and me too. I see the scarcity of things, the way things are scarce for me before. It's not more like that. I'm very happy with that, sir. And this project now, I benefit from this project. Even though that, yes, I get many things from this project. I don't have any too much financial problem like before.
According to the National Planning Commission, as of 2012, an estimated 40% of the federal road network is in poor condition, in need of rehabilitation across the country, 30% in fair condition, requiring periodic maintenance, and 27% in good condition, requiring only routine maintenance. The remaining 3%, consisting of unpaved trunk roads, need to be paved. In ensuring that a housing design responds to Nigeria's diverse needs, the federal government, through the Ministry of Power Works and Housing, awarded an infrastructure project consisting of boreholes, water tanks, electricity, road, and drainage systems reconstruction, which was handed over to 3+ Construction in September 2017. With the drive to deliver outstanding construction services, the contractor Mohammed Jamal says 3+ Construction completed all infrastructure works in January 2018, but they have a retention period of 1 year where the company will carry out its commitment towards maintaining the road while repairing to connect the water to the buildings when the houses are completed.
The ground tank is about 75,000 liters and the overhead tank is 45,000 liters. the roads and drainage has been done. We're just going to do the Cape works now, and apart from that, everything else, we thank God. The good thing of what the government has done in this place is literally they have decided to do everything for the people that are moving here, from the roads, the drains, the tanks for water. They have 4 boreholes, and the electrification. The electrification, provides the people here with light. You also have the water. So everything basically has been added in by this government for the people that are going to move here in the future, and I think it's a big achievement, because when we came here in the beginning there was nothing, absolutely nothing.
Speaking with Infrastructure Weekly team during an inspection of the ongoing construction at the site, team leader, National Housing Program (FCT) site, and other architects from the ministry add that with the fast disbursement of funds, the project, which is already above 40%, will be completed in due course.
The fact that, number one, this is done nationwide. Every state has at least that number of units in each state, and some have already been completed. So in our own FCT, we have the 72 units, which will make a great impact and improve the living standard of the community around us.
Project managers and artisans call on the federal government to initiate more of these economic-saving projects so that the youths and their families across the nation will continue to enjoy the dividends of democracy.
So many challenges, so many demands back home there from the family and your personal needs. But the coming of this work, when I got the job, actually the job has helped me a lot. Right now, one, in terms of knowledge-wise, I've increased my knowledge in the field. Secondly, my bank account is high. At least I can solve 1 or 2 problems now. I think I'm happy with this concept. This government has done something great, something good.
If we have projects like this scattered all over the Federation, I know where we're heading to. Of course, I know that we have them scattered all over the country, and I can only imagine the impact it's creating on diverse, so many people. You have people, the market people that are here too, food vendors, we have them here, those supplying sand, iron, so many different building materials. People are being affected by this project, a lot that you cannot even pinpoint how many if you really want to research into it. So it's massive.
President Muhammadu Buhari administration's infrastructure renewal policy is achieving the envisaged purpose of boosting socio-economic development, and the proof of the impact of this policy on the populace is now visible and enjoyed by the people working at the various housing project sites across the country, as well as those selling food and other human needs in markets.
If we're just joining us, the program is Infrastructure Weekly, where we take a closer look at how the infrastructure agenda of the Buhari administration is moving on. For comment, inquiries and feedback, get in touch with us on Facebook at facebook.com/Infrastructure Weekly and on Twitter at Infra_Weekly. Join us after this break as we hit the road sector.
London, New York or Lagos, business or holiday, home or office. You can now carry out your tax transactions from anywhere in the world. You can now file all your tax returns, pay online, get a receipt and even process your tax clearance certificate from anywhere in the world online and in real time. All you need to do is log on to www.firs.gov.ng and click on e-services and be introduced to the world of innovation, convenience and transparency from the FIRS. You can also pay stamp duty as you register a new company with the CAC, or for other transactions that require stamp duty payment online. You can also file your withholding tax returns and determine the withholding tax deducted from you is in government covers, so that you can get your receipt within 45 days as long as the deduction has been remitted. Yes, all of this and more online at www.firs.gov.ng/e-services. FIRS, making tax administration as easy as ABC. Please note that all FIRS services are free of charge. This message is from the Federal Inland Revenue Service. It pays to pay your tax.
The federal government has once again reiterated its determination to ensure the completion of all former abandoned road projects in the southeastern part of the country. Minister of Information, Culture and Tourism, Lai Mohammed, who was speaking in Ilorin, said the Buhari effect also comes with a promise to the people of the eastern part of the country to ensure infrastructure development. He added that the federal government has 69 ongoing infrastructure projects in the area and will continue to put in place projects that impact on the lives of the people positively.
The Minister of Information, Culture and Tourism, Lai Mohammed, has said the federal government under President Muhammadu Buhari has spent over 16 billion naira for about 69 federal projects in the southeast zone of the country. He made this known in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, during the inauguration of wards and local government canvassers for a Buhari Oshibajo campaign organization in Ilorin. The minister stressed that President Buhari administration in the last 3 years against the cries of marginalization has not left any zone untouched because of its commitment to developing all states across the country. He added that all states of the 6 geopolitical zones have benefited from the Sukuk Bond for Infrastructure Development. He described as untrue insinuations that the present administration has not embarked on any infrastructure development in the southeast zone of the country.
I make bold to say that no part of this country, including the southeast, has been left out in the infrastructural renewal program of the Buhari administration. As a matter of fact, I have on record 69 federal projects which are currently going on in the southeastern part of Nigeria. This is not the forum to itemize them, but I promise you that we will soon publish the full list of the projects and the state-by-state breakdown.
The minister also used the medium to unveil some of the projects, which he said numbered 69 currently going on in the region.
On a tour of some of these projects in the south, they include the 4 roads being rehabilitated and constructed by the proceeds is Sukuk Bond. One of them is the Enugu Paragraph, Noah Carriage Road Section 2, which runs from Umaya to Abakanshi Road, and the bridge crossing in Abia State. The second is the Enugu Port Harcourt Gateway Section 1 down to Umaya Tower in Abia State. The third is the outstanding section of the Enugu Expressway, Amasia Enugu State border. And the fourth, being constituted by the Sukuk Bond, is the Enugu Paragon Expressway Section 3. That is the Enugu Lompata in Enugu State.
For inquiries, feedback and comment, get in touch with us on the social media handles showing on your screen. So much for the road sector. Join us after this break for a look at the power sector. Don't go away.
Coming together of opportunities, and this is what
infrastructure is the backbone of development, which explains the Buhari government's effort at bridging the facility gap. Infrastructure Weekly is a television package designed to bring you latest information on hundreds of development projects going on in various sectors all over the nation.
There is no state in Nigeria today where you will not see our contractors busy at work.
Power generation, rural electrification, road rehabilitations, national housing scheme, construction of roads and rail lines across the country, you name it.
We are now able to produce 7,000 megawatt of power. That is no longer debatable.
Infrastructure Weekly is Nigerians working together for a better Nigeria. So be better informed to take better informed decisions. Watch Infrastructure Weekly, showing on Channels Television Thursdays 2:30 p.m., NTA Network Wednesdays 5 p.m., and QTD News Fridays at 8 p.m. Infrastructure Weekly, making development known.
The The program is still Infrastructure Weekly, where we x-ray the achievements of the Buhari administration. Send us your comment on Twitter at infra_weekly and on Facebook at facebook.com/Infrastructure Weekly. As we hit the home stretch this week, we'll take you to the power sector. Earlier in the year, the federal government made a promise to expand on the transmission network with the commissioning of over 100 projects by the Transmission Company of Nigeria. With the commissioning and continuing construction of some of these projects now in full swing, the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, is also putting measures in place to ensure it expands on existing capacity. The company has scaled up capacity at the Alagmo-Ikoyi transmission substation from 132 kVA to 330 kVA, while also reconstructing the foundation of the station, which was initially caving in due to the terrain and age of the station. Let's take a listen to how Infrastructure Weekly's visits to the site went.
With the oft-stated commitment to enhanced power supply by the federal government no longer news, on the target of expanding the nation's transmission grid to over 10,000 megawatts at the first instance, the federal government has not only embarked on an aggressive development and delivery of projects within the power sector, but also enhancement of capacity. This rationale is behind the rehabilitation and upgrading of the Alabon transmission substation, which had long existed to serve the people on the Lagos Island, especially Ikoyi and its environs. The substation, located in a swampy area within Alabo, better known for its security establishments in years past, was caving in until the intervention of the federal government with the advent of the Buhari administration. According to the power control specialist for the station, Emmanuel Ejie, the new work done on the station has helped in making his job easier and made it possible for customers within the service area to get better supply.
The system operation become very easy. We now have the HMI for the operation, unlike before. Through the system we just operate normally. Unlike before, it's more difficult. You have to go to switchyard to cast on switching. With this HMI, from with the computer, you can operate it so easy. Everything just works smoothly. HMI is a system whereby we use the computer to operate the system instead of manual operation.
The Assistant General Manager, Transmission, Jude Madu, who took Infrastructure Weekly around the station, explained the works done on it this way.
Here in our Alagbo TS, we used to have a 2x66 MVA transformer. Because of the structure we had in the past, it was caving in. So we had to rebuild this place. And that afforded us the opportunity to increase the capacity of the station. From initial 2x66, we now have 2x66, 2x60, and one Mobitra 60 MVA. So all these new addition increase the capacity of the station, and it ensures stability of power supply to our consumers, especially the Eco Distribution Company. And in addition to that, we have a redundancy now, and we can be able to accommodate more load from our customers. And there is also network to also match the load requirement of the consumers.
He added that this has helped in enhancing stability of supply to customers within the area. He said the company now has complete confidence in what it has installed in the substation, including enhanced safety for its personnel.
The new structure, it also improved on the safety of the personnel and also the equipment. Before, we were afraid because of the structures we are caving in, but now with the new structure, we don't have that fear again. And also the equipments we have, they've been installed as new equipment. It's no longer the ones that we've been using, that some of them lasted like 20 years. But now the new equipment will ensure also safety of the personnel and also the other equipments around.
He also took Infrastructure Weekly through what he described as regeneration of some of its older equipment.
This is a transformer, this 66 MVA transformer. We have this plant here. This is called regeneration plant. Normally what we do from time to time, we bring in regeneration plant to renew the transformer oil in that transformer. Like this one now, you can see the pipes are connected. So the essence of bringing this plant is to renew the oil in that transformer, to bring it as if it's a new oil, because after operation, the oil will start degrading. So the essence of this machine is to bring the oil to normal operational efficiency.
He added that the new work has ensured that the station is no longer restricted in its operation, but is now a versatile and efficient transmission station.
This is one of the new transformers added to the station. It ensures we get a maximum supply from Aja sub-region. That is where we get 300 kV supply to this transformer. With this now, we have enough load for the other transformer, 132 kV transformers. We are no longer restricted in terms of the supply we have here. So behind it is the GIS. That's another new structure we have.
He said transmitting power to customers within the Lagos Island and its environs now has stable power is reality, and commended the federal government for its confidence reposed in the organization and its will to invest money in the station.
That's all on this week's episode of the program. We'll be coming your way again next week. Until then, continue to take ownership of all public utilities around you. And lastly, pay your tax. I am Abosedi Omowuye. Bye for now.